Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for May 20th, 2019. Today we're taking a look at the USDCHF, the US dollar, versus the Swiss franc for today's trade analysis. Looking here at the daily time frame, just look back in time just a little bit to where the three blue circles are. We can clearly see that this shaded area in pink has been historical, factual, and statistic resistance before. You can see resistance here all the way back in November of 2018. Market turned around and went back down, comes back up February of this year, turning around, going back down. Later in February, early March, coming back up, hitting resistance and turning around and going back down. So we know with some fact that this pink zone between 1.0095 and 1.0115 has been factual resistance, and we know that the market tends to do similar things quite often. So what we'll look for is anytime the market's underneath that area, we'll look for resistance. That makes it as easy as we can make it. So we see the market went up along the blue trend line, got above that level for a while now. We could see about a month above the pink shaded area, came back down, and now we're sitting just underneath it for the past 5 days. Now finding resistance once again underneath the 1.0095, 1.0115 level, the pink shaded area. Something else interesting here is taking Fibonacci from the bottom of the blue trend line to the top of the blue trend line, measuring that trend range, puts the 0.382 or 38% retracement level, Fibonacci, into the 1.0100 level, and that's right there at the bottom of our pink shaded area. So we can see Fibonacci also confirming that pink shaded area as a resistance level. As long as we're underneath it, under that 382, under the pink zone, we're looking at resistance. So, and that's what we see over the past 4 days, and now the 5th day in a row, finding resistance under that pink shaded area. So I think we've outlined pretty well that the pink zone is resistance, and if we're going to sell or go short in the direction of our current momentum, which I would say right now is more bearish along this black trend line, if we're going to sell it, the best place to do it with the lowest risk and highest amount of reward would be here at the pink shaded area. It gives us the best options and best opportunity. At least at that point, your risk is it breaks back above the pink shaded area. We don't want it to do that. If we decide to go short, if we're selling the direction of our momentum, we don't want it to break back above that pink shaded area. So stop losses would be above there. So we know what the risk is, a break back above the pink zone. Targeting levels, you look back in time. Again, you can just look at the same blue circles, and you know that when it falls underneath that pink zone, the market tends to go down to the yellow zone or lower. I mean, that's pretty easy to see. Look at the first one, way back in November of 2018. Went off there, found a couple of days of support at the yellow zone, eventually went lower. Here at the middle blue circle, you see it coming off, hitting the yellow zone as support for a couple of days before breaking and going lower. So we already know with some confidence where our potential target would be. At least, at minimum, the yellow shaded area, 1.005035, would become our targeted level to go down. That's about 50 pips lower than our pink shaded area is up here at the top. So we know we have a pretty decent potential reward. We have fairly low risk. We just don't want it to break back above the pink zone. 4-hour time frame, not really going to change that any, but I think it's interesting today that we're seeing that sudden infusion of sellers. Look at this. We opened the last candle above 1.0115, and boom, the sellers came back in, driving it back below the 1.01 level in the 0095 bottom of our pink shaded area. So again, we now can confirm that this pink zone is holding as resistance. At this point, we don't want it to get back above the pink zone. Our stop loss would be above the current high, which is the previous 4-hour candle. That's not too hard to see. And our target is going to be back down here towards the yellow zone, 1.0050, for any short trades that we take today on the dollar franc.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.